Right, good evening, future warrior families, parents and students. My name is Rod De La Rota. I am the proud principal of Cherokee High School. And we are very excited about tonight, about having this opportunity to come to you, the comfort of your home, talk to you and share some important information as we start planning ahead for next year. We know that this is a very exciting opportunity for you and your students, and the idea of next year being a high schooler is a big event in your family. So we are very excited about that. We have tons of information for you today. We have prepared this presentation with the administrative team. I have with me tonight Mr. Charlie Ingham, Dr. Judy Wright, and Ms. Connie Ord. And you are going to get a lot of information, and please feel free to use the chat room to ask any questions. And we do hope that you get the best out of this session today. We are here for you. We can wait for you to come, and we are trying to start this transition and make it very smooth for you and your students, okay? So, Dr. Ingham.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you, Mr. LaRota. So we're going to kind of keep things pretty clear cut. As Mr. LaRota said, welcome first and foremost to all our future warriors. It's a pretty exciting time, pretty exciting transition. We are going to make it as smooth and amazing as it needs to be. So for the sake of tonight, we're going to keep it to about 5 items. We'll open up the Q&A room probably around item number 3 in possible schedules. But before that, we've got quite a bit of information to cover. Now, if you miss any of this, we're going to be taking this video and sharing it with the middle school so they can post it and you can watch it again, pick up any information you might have missed the first time, or you might have a question that you need answered that comes from that as well. So this can be a resource beyond just tonight. So first and foremost, we wanted to introduce you to the counseling staff, to our scheduling team. Now, their alphabets may change a little next year, but it's often not by much. So you've got Miss Tuck, her alphabet is A through CRI, last names. You've got Mr. St. Brain, our lead counselor, who is last name CRO through HARP. Miss Murillo, last names HARR through MAY. Miss Cuomo, MC through RI. Miss Von Schilling, who's RO through SA. She is also our dedicated ESOL counselor. Miss Holton, SC through Z. And of course, Miss Wemmer, who is our counseling secretary, who does a lot of enrollments, a lot of questions about transcripts. She is a fantastic resource. Now, we all work together as a team. So when I get to the schedules email, these people, along with the administrative staff and some of our support staff, we all operate together as a team to give you the best possible service that we can provide. So even though the alphabet is good for communication, we do all work together. So the magic number of credits for every high school student in the state of Georgia to graduate is 23 credits to graduate. We ask kids this all the time. It's an answer that hopefully our freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors could give you right now. And the reason it's 23, and I always make the Michael Jordan, I'm old school, okay? Michael Jordan always wears the number 23. LeBron James now wears 23. I make that analogy to make it memorable, but the 23 credits have to be a specific kind. You need 4 English, 4 math, 4 science, 3 social studies, that's right, 3, not 4, 1 health and personal fitness, 3 credits of career tech, world language, and or fine arts. Those are what we refer to as your pathway credits. And then 4 credits of other electives, a total of 23. Now, when you look at that, you can get 3 credits per semester. So our students from August all the way to December, they just got 3 credits. Many of them had 6 classes, half a credit each. That's 3 credits per semester. So by the end of this semester in May, they should have earned 6. So the math comes out, if you have 8 semesters, 3 credits per, that's 24 total credits, with 23 needed to graduate. So notice you come up really close when it all comes to pass. You also can gain 2 total credits throughout your 4 years of high school for homeroom, for teachers as advisors. Now, 26 total credits over 4 years, that really isn't a whole lot of margin for error, which means that when you look at a 4-year plan, because we always want to look at the end from the beginning. You know, oftentimes we look at things just in the here and now, but we also want to have that long range vision, you know, shared with you and your student. So this is typically what a 4-year plan will look like. So notice the succession in English, math, science, social studies, your pathway credits, and your electives. Now, I want you to notice that as you move further on, and I'm going to move my mouse all the way around 12th grade, notice how some of those empty spots open up. When we get to the discussion about social studies in 9th grade and some of the offerings we're having to move world history up, that could open up even more space. The opportunities for seniors become pretty massive, which is a really exciting thing. Now, the other thing we need everyone to understand is middle school operates on a quarter by quarter basis, where you start in August and each quarter your grades stack on top of each other until you get to May. In high school, you have the A section and the B section. So you've got first semester and second semester. Credit is awarded August to December and January to May. So if you don't pass something August to December and you don't make it up by the time May hits, there is a possibility that summer school is going to be something you have to entertain. It's also going to be something that truthfully could retain you if you're not careful about your credits and about the end of the semester and doing what you need to do. Now, additionally, some of the courses that you're going to end up taking, some of the things we're going to discuss tonight, are Hope Rigor courses. The Hope Scholarship is something that everybody knows about. However, one thing that sometimes people miss is that you have to have a total of 4 Hope Rigor courses in order to qualify for the Hope Scholarship, which means you could go through 4 years, have that 3.0 or higher, and not get the Hope Scholarship because you don't have the right courses. Well, first of all, I'll leave this up for a minute and then go to the Hope Rigor courses in science and social studies. But we also want parents to understand that Algebra 2 is a class that every student takes. So every student at Cherokee High School is getting 1 Hope Rigor course. Then you look at stats, college readiness math, calculus. Both of those are 4th year maths. So 1 Hope Rigor, 2, for a lot of students, they take a world language. So Spanish 2, Spanish 3, that would be 4 Hope Rigor courses. So really, it's just about knowing these courses and being strategic in what to take. The science Hope Rigor courses, and for social studies, it's pretty much all AP. Let's get to the registration process. The registration process begins with us pulling data on all of the middle school students we have. So Freedom and Teasley, we pull all the information we have and we sort it based on a rubric, and we determine the placements in the core classes. Those core classes are your English, your math, and your science. So when we pull them and we look at the rubric, we look at where students are placed, we aren't just comfortable with a student being a number. We want our students to know that we know more about them than anybody else. So we automatically take these core placements, we compile them, and then we give them back to the middle school teachers who know the students best, because we want their input. Now, all of this happens during January, so we're in the middle of the process right now. And the teachers talk about the placements and have a chance to challenge or change these placements based on what they're seeing from the student in the classroom. So this opportunity to look at the data that the students are producing, along with what the teachers are seeing, comes to the best possible outcome for our students. Because our number one priority is that the students feel successful, feel supported, and feel like they're going to have a great high school experience, because that's really what we're here for. So in the past, while the core decisions are being made, we've made visits to the middle schools and we've completed these registration documents. Now, of course, things are a bit different this year, so we're not going to be bringing personnel into the building. Instead, what we are going to be doing is we are going to be delivering an online form to the middle schools, which the students can then fill out. Now, the middle schools are probably going to sit the students down during class, and it'll become a part of either homeroom or part of a different class. So every student in the building in 8th grade will complete this. Now, this form is going to be really, really easy to follow. And there's going to be a handout that's going to come along with it so that your families can discuss the options that are there before you ever have to sit down and make a decision. So this isn't the form comes out, the student sits down, and the student makes the decision. We want everybody to have a say in this. So looking at the information that comes home, the information that has what each course is going to be really important to look for. These are the courses that incoming freshman students have the opportunity to take. So notice they're blocked off into world languages, social studies, English, fine arts, PE, and of course, I know it's bigger than everybody else, but career tech, our career tech offerings are really second to none. They are phenomenal, and a lot of our elective offerings, the students will really, really enjoy. So be looking for that document when it comes home. I'll probably take a view through it at the end of the presentation, just so you can see what to look for. But in that document, you will have a blurb on each individual elective, so you can see what a student's going to choose before they decide to choose it. So we have our core classes where we pull data and talk to teachers. That's English, math, and science. Then we have our electives, which are discussed by the families and the students choose them. And then what we do is we take all that information, and based on the personnel we have available and what we're offering, we begin to develop requests for students. Now, when these requests get into your hands, they're going to look like a schedule, because it's going to have 6 classes. It's going to have English, math, science, personal fitness and health, and 2 electives. Now, it's going to look like a schedule, but it's not really a schedule, because until we get the entire master schedule built for all students, some things may change. So nothing is set in stone really until you see the schedule that's going to come to you through Canvas and your Office 365 account in July. That's when schedules are finally released. But we want you to have a chance to look at the requests, see what's right, what's wrong, because let's be honest, folks, it's all a process. And if we're not talking and communicating, how can we best help kids? How can we best put your student in the best possible situation to feel successful? So the scheduling email, when you get these requests, is going to be how you communicate with the scheduling team. If there's something wrong, if there's something that you want to switch, that's when everything and all that conversation will happen. So when February comes and goes, and those requests come and go, and we've got our schedules, then we talk about basically the drop add period. So you won't hear again from us until July comes through. So it's a lot of work, January and February, and then it seems like it's going to be radio silence. I think we might try a few things to get a little bit better at that this year. But when you get to July, there's going to be this importance of schedule changes. And this comes directly from the student parent handbook. And this indicates when schedule changes can occur and what kinds of changes can occur. Because as everybody knows from this year and all the interesting things that have happened, we have a lot of things that are moving parts in a student's schedule. We want to make sure that we provide a level of consistency and solidity that's going to make students feel comfortable. So notice, prior to the first day of the course, elective changes can happen. Other schedule changes happen within the first 10 days. And then it gives you schedule changes may only apply in these circumstances. It's good to know these things because it gives you a window in which to view every change that could potentially happen. Now, the next thing we wanted to go over is potential schedules and what they look like. So what I've done is I've gone into our student information system and I've screenshot a few schedules of students this year. Now, the reason we want to go over these is to have this understanding of balance. We want our students to maximize, to be as good as they can possibly, maximize their full potential. But we also need to understand that the transition alone from middle school to high school is a lot. And if you take too much, you could burn out. And we don't want that for any 14 or 15-year-old student. I don't want that for an 18-year-old. So if you look at the schedule, AP Biology. Now, AP Biology is a college level course in biology. That's a lot to take. Combine that with someone who is also, in this case, taking 3 years of math in 2 years. That's even more. Combine that with honors lit. That's a lot of reading. Honors Spanish. And then band. Band's the big one too, because usually if you're in band, you're in marching band. So this student schedule, there's not going to be a lot of room for free time. This is going to be a lot of work on their part. Now, if you know that going in and you're ready for that rigor, you're ready to challenge yourself, more power to you. We will support you as much as we can. We just want people to have these honest conversations, because there's nothing wrong. If this student wanted to go into honors biology, which is just kind of a step back, perfectly fine. We're here to support that. If you look at example B, you've got somebody in honors geometry, Spanish, biology, 9th lit, health, but still taking an AP class. There's still some challenge there, but this is a pretty balanced schedule. Still some rigor. There always will be at Cherokee, but at the same time, there is some significant balance. Option C, again, notice what you're doing to provide that level of balance. Okay, somebody who's willing to challenge themselves for honor Spanish too, but the person also wants to get the visual arts, which is a phenomenal class. Ms. Boswell does a great job with visual arts. Example D, somebody who's going really heavy on the career tech, wants to be an AV, an introduction to digital technology. Now that IDT or computer science pathway is phenomenal. I don't know if everybody knows about the cybersecurity offering that's kind of at the end of this pathway, but CCSD has just put information out about that, and it begins with Intro to Digital Tech. So I actually segued very well into the next topic of conversation. The key is to get involved. You want a good balance of academics and extracurriculars, and Cherokee provides that in ways unfathomable. So we have athletics, and we are having a phenomenal season. If you ask in what, my answer is yes. Okay, region just won wrestling, or wrestling just won region, rather. Our football team had a phenomenal year. Softball was phenomenal. Volleyball made the state tournament for the first time ever in school history. Our girls basketball team is dominating as we speak. So it's, you name it, and that opportunity is there for athletics. We also have so many clubs. And I mean, I can just cycle through this. Watch how many times I'm going to click. Clubs, 62 of them, to be clear. So many clubs, and we add more every year. If you as a student have an idea for a club and you don't see what you want here, then those options to build what you want exist within the framework of Cherokee High School. So if we don't have it, you want to build it, let's go. More power to you. Now, of course, I mentioned CTAE, and really, I can't mention it enough. And it's not just because Miss Ard is probably listening to this conversation right now. She's our CTAE administrator and phenomenal at building our programs. I mean, so many improvements have been made, and I'm fairly certain it's mostly because of Miss Ard. Our career tech is second to none. We've got healthcare, and of course, we can't offer that to freshmen because hopefully we get the certification path back. We can't right now because of things that are going on. But realistically, we have students who leave, certified to be a CNA. So that's what we're aiming for. We're aiming for those certifications. We're aiming for welding certifications, students who walk out of automotive ready for the workforce. Construction pathway, getting jobs straight out of high school. If that's what you want, this is the place for you, because that's what we're built for. We're built for good academics, great extracurriculars, and any opportunity a student is looking for. Now, here is the total career tech offerings, all the pathways that we offer. And notice cybersecurity, that's that new offering. Auto and welding, I can't build enough seats in those classes for the students that want to take them. Even early childhood education, that third year of early childhood ends with students being able to work in elementary schools. Again, because of this year, that can't happen. But, when things return to a state of normalcy, we will have those opportunities back. And all of this, too, blends into work-based learning, which is an option. As students get older, going into work-based learning becomes more and more of an option for students. This is an important thing to know. Now, the pathway, 3 successive courses in an area, I think Dr. Webb, who's over CTAE at the county level, gave us a very clear number that it's 97.3%. That's the graduation rate for students who take a career pathway. 3 successive courses. Now, what's the reason behind that? Well, more than likely, the reason behind that is because students head into the workforce and wants that certification and a diploma to go with it. So we have a lot of students who will walk out workplace ready, diploma in hand, ready to attack the world, build their own business, be a part of something bigger. That's why we are, to be 100% truthful, we are unique. We are that unicorn that everybody wants, because we can build almost anything here. Speaking of building anything, that's where you get to your AP, your college level curriculum, taken in high school. Now, in 9th grade, it's by invite only. And the reason it is because our AP classes, AP Biology and AP Human Geography, are really heavy course loads, okay? They also take freshmen, and especially AP Human Geography can be used as an elective by any other upperclassmen. So it's a blending. AP Human, I think right now, there are 5 sections of that, 5 classes. And these individuals, seniors and freshmen, work together in an AP setting, which is great because it fosters the sense of, camaraderie and helping somebody new coming in as you wish you were helped when you were a freshman. But you cannot tone down the fact that it is a college level course. So be real with the fact that if you don't get invited this year, that just means not that we don't believe in you, but that you got to earn your stripes. That when you walk into the building, you got to prepare yourself for what you want. Okay, the transition is real. You know, you're going from a school of probably about 1,000 to 1,700 students into a building of almost 3,000. A campus that's a quarter mile long. So we want you to come in, feel really successful, know what you're all about, and then because it is all about balance. It's a good transition. It's a good time to begin to find out really deeply who you are and want to be. But it's also that moment where you've got to ask, where am I going to give? Where am I going to take? Because if this is too out of whack, if there's too much on the side of coursework, of abandoned sports, this could all tumble, and we don't want that. We love you guys. We want to support you. We want to help you as much as we can. So that's where we end tonight with this idea of balance and beginning to ask these questions amongst you and your family members. So I know Dr. Wright opened up the Q&A, and I've seen her answering some of these questions as we've been. Please feel free to add things into the Q&A as we close this session, because I'm going to turn it back over to Mr. LaRota in a minute. Of course, any questions you have, you can send the way of your middle school. They're great. You know, Ms. Schumacher and Mr. Gluckson are phenomenal at sending information our way so that we can help and answer any questions you can have, even while we're in the middle of registration. Because the only thing that matters to us, again, is getting it right, supporting your students, and making sure everybody feels comfortable as we move from middle to high school. So keep adding those questions in there. That's all from me. So I am going to turn it over to Mr. LaRota again, if he's ready to kind of cap off the night.
Wow, thank you, Mr. Ingham, for all that important information. Again, I'm going to repeat what you said. Parents and students, remember, we are here for you. The whole team is here for you. We want to help you. We want to support you. And most importantly, we love you. We are a fantastic school, and we can wait for your students to come and be part of the Warrior Nation. Please continue to add the questions. If you have other questions later on, talk to your principals, Ms. Nolan and Ms. Monty, and of course, Mr. Gluckson and Ms. Schumacher. We are a team. We work close together, but also feel free to email us or give us a call. I promise you that we will get back to you, and we will try to answer your questions the best way possible. Again, thank you so much for allowing us to get in this format to you. We are here for you. Stay safe and healthy, and let us know how we can help. Thank you.